Angel Reese says WNBA players could go on strike over salary and benefits.
If we don't get paid what we deserve, we'll sit out or strike. Angel Reese's bold statement has sparked a heated debate, but what happens next will completely change how you see the WNBA's financial situation. Patrick Bet-David's response dismantled her argument with undeniable facts, truths that no one saw coming. And trust me, the reality behind this controversy will leave you speechless.
The ones coming this year will still be on the rookie contract again. Mm-hmm. The ones that the year after, they're gonna get more. They probably gonna be making more than us.
No, they are.
Who's that?
I'm hurt.
They are. Like, yeah. I've been in the meetings. They are.
I need to get in the. I need to get in the field.
You need to come to the meetings.
I gotta get in the meetings because I'm hearing like, yeah, they don't give us. If y'all don't give us what we want, like, we sitting out.
That's a possibility for real.
We're sitting out.
She didn't hold back. Angel Reese straight up suggested that WNBA players could boycott games if they don't get higher salaries. That's right. A rookie who just entered the league is already talking about a strike. When Patrick heard this, he was stunned. And honestly, can you blame him?
You know what I love watching? I love watching her highlights of missing shots. She's got to be the worst shooter you've met in your life. But go, Rob, just go.
Great rebound.
Give this feedback. Give this feedback here. Go for it.
Let's break down exactly what Angel Reese said about her WNBA paycheck.
Want to get paid. Possibility. Reese has been vocal about her low WNBA salary, revealing her $74,000 a year salary doesn't cover rent, stating on Instagram Live, I just hope you know that the WNBA doesn't pay my bills at all. I don't even think they pay one of my bills. Reese's financial struggles stem from WNBA salary not matching her past earnings, as her NIL valuation at LSU was $1.8 million, bolstered by deals with Reebok, PlayStation, McDonald's, and Coach, while a 4-year rookie deal was $324,000 with $74,000 due next season.
Did you catch that? She revealed that her rookie salary is just $74,000 a year. To the average person, that might sound like a lot, but in the major cities where WNBA teams play, it barely covers basic expenses. Imagine entering a professional league with sky-high expectations while facing immediate financial pressure. The contrast is staggering. At LSU, Angel was making an estimated $1.88 million from nil deals with brands like Reebok, PlayStation, and McDonald's. Now, under her 4-year rookie contract, she'll earn only $81,000 per year, less than 5% of what she made in college.
Not basketball sustained her, especially since the WNBA's $200 million revenue last season only allocated 9.3% to salaries, unlike the NBA's 50% share of the $5.3 billion in 2023. Adam, thoughts?
This financial paradox explains Angel's viral comment. Hating pays the bills. Her Instagram following and the controversies around her generate more income than her actual basketball contract. This highlights a massive issue in the WNBA. Players struggling financially. Patrick Bet-David was floored by Angel's strike threat. He questioned how players from a league that has never turned a profit could demand higher wages. In any other business, companies losing money don't raise salaries. They shut down. The widening salary gap between the WNBA and NBA fuels this debate. But the harsh truth remains. The WNBA simply isn't profitable. That's when Adam jumped in with a historical perspective that shifted the entire conversation.
WNBA and what's her name? Angel Reese. Do it. I fully support your right to strike. So other sports have done it. So other major sports have done it. Here's a quick list for you, PBD. I put this together. Biggest sports strikes in history. 1994, the MLB strike. It was the first time that the World Series was canceled.
I remember.
Mm-hmm. You remember that? In 1998, the NBA went on strike. They canceled the All-Star game for the first time.
No one
the
noticed.
NFL has gone on strike multiple times. 1982, 1987, 2011.
MLB, NBA, NFL, and NHL players have successfully gone on strike before. But there's one major difference. Those leagues were making money. Angel's strike threat? Almost laughable when you consider that the WNBA is hemorrhaging cash.
Here's the catch when you're going to go on strike. In 1994, MLB, NBA, NFL, what's the number one revenue sport in America? What do you think it is? The NFL. How much do you think they make? $17 billion. The NBA, a little over $11 billion. The MLB, also $11 billion. The NHL, $7 billion.
Patrick Bet David exposed a brutal financial truth. The WNBA loses $50 million every single year. Imagine trying to run a marathon with your shoelaces tied together. That's how financially stuck the league is. The contrast is staggering. The NFL generates $17 billion annually. The NBA and MLB each bring in around $11 billion. Meanwhile, the WNBA scrapes together just $150 million in revenue and still loses money.
You guys are a alleged $150 to $200 million company. You're operating at a loss every single year. You've never made money. It's called a zombie company. You're subsidized.
This isn't a new problem. The WNBA has been bleeding money since its inception in 1997. Over 25 years of financial losses. And despite growing attention and attendance, the losses are actually increasing from $40 million last year to a projected $50 million this year.
You're subsidized by the NBA.
Patrick made it clear the WNBA survives only because of NBA subsidies. He called it a zombie company, a business that should have collapsed long ago but is kept alive through financial life support.
Be a question for you, Vinny. Real quick, rapid fire.
Go.
WNBA stats. Here we go. You're a sports guy. How many teams are in the WNBA?
9?
No, 13. How many games do they play?
80?
40.
Damn it.
Who won the championship this year and who played in the finals?
The Florida Magics.
Nope. The New York Liberty beat the Minnesota Lynx. Who exactly?
One major issue? Scale. The WNBA has just 13 teams playing 40 games per season, compared to the NBA's 30 teams playing 82 games. That's a fraction of the revenue potential.
The MVP. She was unanimous. She got all the votes.
Dylan Mulvaney.
Yes.
Yes.
Aja Wilson.
Oh.
You just failed the test,
I'm
buddy.
sorry.
WNBA's coming for you.
The pay structure reveals everything. NBA players earn about 50% of league revenue, a fair split that still keeps teams profitable. WNBA players, on the other hand, get only 9.3%. But before you call that unfair, remember, there's barely any revenue to split. Even at that percentage, teams still can't break even. As financial losses pile up, an unexpected feud has emerged between NBA and WNBA players. And it all started with Lisa, Leslie, and Draymond Green.
There's a viral clip of Draymond Green basically lecturing one of the greatest players in NBA history, WNBA history. I think it's Lisa Leslie.
Lisa Leslie sparked controversy by suggesting that NBA players should help fund WNBA salaries, saying, "Maybe one night, y'all don't go to a casino." This remark didn't sit well with Draymond Green, who responded with frustration.
Ourselves to the NBA, but I do feel like the pay gap would be something that, we could just take a donation around the NBA. Maybe one night y'all don't go to the casino.
Draymond fired back. It pisses me off because I don't think there's anyone in America that supports the WNBA more than NBA players. His passionate reaction exposed the deeper tensions between the two leagues.
I have something on this, though, because it pisses me off. It pisses me off because I don't think there's anyone in America that supports the WNBA more than NBA players.
100%.
The NBA players support the WNBA like
the most.
More than we probably support the NBA.
But amidst all this conflict, an unexpected hero is emerging. The WNBA just saw a record-breaking surge in fan support. 2.3 million spectators attended games, a staggering 48% increase from last year. And the driving force? Rookie sensation Caitlin Clark, who has captivated basketball fans nationwide.
Career you choose, you should probably look at what the career earnings are of going into that field. What I'll also say is this: every single one of you WNBA players, you better pray that Caitlin Clark doesn't get injured, because she's keeping your league afloat.
This should be a turning point for the WNBA. Rally around players who bring in viewers. But instead, some veteran players seem resistant to Clark's popularity. Patrick warned, WNBA players better pray Caitlin Clark doesn't get injured, because she's keeping your league afloat.
And what they need, and by the way, maybe they should play hard, but not flagrant foul Caitlin Clark, can be, the face of the league. They may not like it's the face of the league. There may be professional jealousies among players, but maybe at face of the league can help things go and get merch, people in seats, and a better TV contract. They're getting a TV contract improvement for the 26th season next year.
Instead of embracing what works, tensions are rising. The push for higher salaries continues, even as the league's financial struggles persist.
Okay, let me show you this. I got it. So, Rob, go to ChatGPT and play type the following thing. How much did the WNBA lose in 2024? You can type that up. How much did the
$40
WNBA
million.
So 40 lose in 2024. They lost 40 million. Year before was 50 million. So some progress that they're making from the 40-50.
Progress.
Patrick pointed out a brutal reality. Last year, the WNBA lost $40 million. The year before, the same. By that logic, they're making progress in losing money. Then, in classic Patrick fashion, he asked ChatGPT a devastating question. Do WNBA players make money even if they don't play? The answer? Yes, because the NBA keeps pumping cash into the league. And here's the kicker. If WNBA players actually went on strike, the NBA might not even care. In fact, it could save them money.
Watch this here. To address the financial situation, I ask, the WNBA is, Rob, if you go up and ask the other question as well, ask, is it true that the WNBA makes money when they don't play? Is it true that the WNBA makes money when they don't play? Ask that question.
What does that mean?
Yes. In a way, the WNBA has historically lost money and receives financial support from the NBA, which means that the WNBA games are not played. The league can actually save money by avoiding operating costs. Did you guys understand what happened?
Yeah.
So WNBA makes money when so if they go on a strike, the NBA is like, awesome.
It gets even trickier. NBA players already support the WNBA financially through the league's parent organization. And just as Caitlin Clark is bringing in unprecedented visibility, some players seem determined to push against the change.
Number that came up, which is their argument, which you have to kind of defend the argument that they're making. WNBA's attendance had a record-breaking high in 20 years with a total of 2.3 million fans attending games.
Attendance is surging, proving that fans are interested in women's basketball when given the right stars to watch. But packed arenas alone won't fix the financial mess. Despite the rise in viewership, losses keep growing, a clear sign that the business model is broken.
So the viewership is higher and they're asking for the money. And if the contract on the back end, the revenue, NBA gets 50+% to players, they do 9.3, there's an argument for it to be played. But you're right, if Caitlin Clark gets injured, it's over.
Tom from Valuetainment dropped a truth bomb. The NBA views the WNBA as a marketing expense, not a viable business. The league exists as a PR move, not as a self-sustaining enterprise. And as Tom put it, you can't demand a bigger slice of a pie that does exist. Until the WNBA generates real profit, there's nothing to negotiate.
The increase was from 2024 to 2023 in attendance in a year, 48%. That's massive for them. So that's the argument they're making. That's the Caitlin Clark effect.
Phenomenon, yeah.
Then, and when it comes down to merch from 23 to 24, they're up 601%. Then when it comes down to being broadcasted on ESPN, they average 1.2 million viewers per game, 170% increase.
But there's hope. Merchandise sales are up 61%. ESPN viewership has skyrocketed 170%, reaching 1.2 million viewers per game. The solution is obvious. Lean into marketable stars who attract fans. Yet, instead of embracing this, some players seem to resist it.
This issue, and no one's going to like what I say, but there are hard-working women in the WNBA that are the stateswomen for their team. They're the lead player for their team, the face of the team, and they're out there doing it. But guess what? You know what the reality is? Until the team makes a profit. And by the way, everything you talked about last year is tremendous progress, and it puts them closer to making a profit. Because as soon as they're profitable, they can go on strike and they can go from 9% of the revenue to 12% of the revenue to 15% of the revenue to 20% of the revenue. But if there's no revenue...
Tom's advice was crystal clear. make the league profitable first, then negotiate for higher salaries. The irony? If WNBA players strike, the NBA might secretly celebrate, losing money every year. The NBA could finally cut its losses. A strike wouldn't hurt. It would actually save them millions.
So the minute they are a profitable league, the players should do what baseball players and everybody else have done, and saying, sorry, owners, you're making an awful lot of profit there. I think you should move us from 33 to 40% of total revenue. And that's the way it's worked in other leagues. But step one, there's got to be profit to cake.
Here's the big question. Can the WNBA break free from NBA subsidies and become a self-sustaining league? Or will it continue down a path of financial dependence? The league is at a crossroads. Embrace what works or risk losing everything.